In this lecture, we are going to see how we are going to do Angular animation in Angular way. And we will start this lecture like previous. We will add a div area and we will add some bootstrap classes onto it. Type success. And I will type some text here. Angular animation in Angular way. And I'll add the same thing button here, and I'll add some text. I'm going to do the same thing we did for in the previous lecture. When the button clicks, I need to give some animation into this div, the same animation that we gave for the previously. And I'll go to the script file. When you go to the script file with the Angular animation, first thing you need to do is inject Angular Animate, ng Animate, and now I'm going to write the directive here. app.directive, and I'm going to give some name for a directive. I'll use hide me, camel case, and the function. In the function, I'm going to use this Angular Animate as Animate, and in the function, inside of the function, I'm going to return another function, and function, and then that function is having a scope, element, and attributes rs as parameters in that return function. And in this directive, I am going to give that scope.watch, that this directive is going to watch, and the attributes of the hide me, and when he is going to watch, I am going to add some function when some changes happen, and when changes happen, I am going to pass some value here. I'll add as new value, and inside of the function, if that new value is true, I am going to add some CSS here. I'm using the animate and dot add class, and I'm going to add that the class into the element, and I need to declare some class name here. We will declare a same class name that we used previously, toggle, and if, and now I need to declare else, animate.remove class, element dot, I need to remove the same class, toggle, and still I didn't do any animation to this toggle. Now we will add some animation to this toggle like we did previously, and we add app.animation, and I'm going to add to that class by toggle, and the function is function, and I'm going to return that animation. The first thing first thing we need to animate when class is added. Because of that, we use a function close add class. When class is adding, do this function, and I'm going to use element and the class name in the function as attributes, and now I need to add some animation when class is removed. I'm going to use same element and class name, right? And I have added a directive, and directive is going to watch what happened to the variable, and if variable is become true, uh, the directive is going to add new class to that particular component. If it is false, it's going to remove that component, right? After that, I have add Angular animation for that add class and remove class. Still I don't have any library for the animation. I'm going to use the same library we used for a previous one, that TwinMax. Right, and right, twinmin.js, and I am going to the script file now, and I'm going to add that TwinMax here, TwinMax, and to change on that element, then in the options, opacity, change from 0 when class add, change from 0 to 1, and I need to write when class removes. I am getting a copy of it. When class removes, the opacity 1 to 0, right? I think you understood about that app animation. And now I'll go to the index.html. I'm going to add that class here, class name called toggle, and in this div I can add that custom directive here, that my custom directive is hide me. Okay, I have added hide me, and the same thing like previously, I need to declare that the variable here I'll add is animate variable, and in the button click also I need to change that is animate variable true or false. For that I'll use ng click, and is animate, right? If it is true, it's become false. If it is false, it's become true in this syntax. And I need to declare this is animate in the controller. I'll use the scope that the is animate. I'll put for the first time it says false, and we'll see what will going to happen when this is running. Yes, again there's an error. What is the error that generates? Like, oops, I did major mistake. I think you can see I have used Angular animation ng animate injection, but I didn't import that library. I will go to the library import Angular animate. Right, I copied the link. Right, we will see it now. We will run the application and see. Yes, it runs, and yes, it works. You can see when I click, it slowly come in. When I click again, it slowly close. And you can see how we do that animation in the Angular way. Actually, I have used the custom directive. In the previous example, we used ngIf. Actually, ngIf, when you use ngIf removed that particular component from the script. In this way, that how we used with the directive, it only just doing the hiding thing. Actually, when you use that animation in the Angular way, it's super duper fast.